secret that one of those who wouldn't die would turn out to be one of the two end-time witnesses, so that Matthew 17, 1 through 3 is both a pashat as well as a sod. Pashat, John wouldn't die. Sod, secret, he would turn up again during the Great Tribulation as one of the two witnesses. Right. You understand what I'm saying here, Marcy?
Yeah.
Why don't you understand? You look puzzled. Yeshua looked at three people and he said, one of you guys are not dying. That simple? Okay, can't get any simpler than that, right?
Right.
He looked at those three and he said, one of you are not dying. Okay? Can you get any simpler? Do you understand that part?
Yeah.
That's it. That's all there is to this. Very simple. Go with me, please, to Ivrim 9:27. Ivrim 9:27. Hebrews 9:27. Now let's read it. Ivrim 9:27. It is appointed unto all men to die, then the judgment.
After this, yes.
Now what's going on? Yeshua tells one of those three on the Mount of Transfiguration, which is in northern Israel, by the way, one of you three are not going to die. Then Rav Shaul turns around in Ivrim 9:27 and says, sorry, it's appointed unto all men to die. Yeah. So how could one of those three not die? See what's going on?
Yeah.
You see what's going on here? One of the three on the Mount of Transfiguration would not die. But Hebrews 9:27 says, sorry, it is appointed to all men to die once. And then what happens? The judgment. The mishpat. So we know from Hebrews, the principle from Hebrews 9:27, that Yochanan must die.
Sometime or other.
During time.
And but Yeshua said, there is someone here who will not die before the kingdom comes.
Right. But during
Now you get it.
There we go, yeah.
He will die, but it just won't be now.
Right. As a witness, he's going to die.
Now we go to Yochanan 21:18. Yochanan 21:18. So whoever the two witnesses are, guys, they both will have to die. There's no such thing as the two witnesses never dying.
Right.
Can I hear a good amen?
Amen.
Yochanan 21:18. Now Yeshua tells Shimon Kepha what kind of death he will endure. He then asks Kepha, and then Kepha asks Yeshua about Yochanan concerning this same topic. Okay, so what did Yeshua say to Shimon Kepha in Yochanan 21:18? He says, I'll quote it by heart because I don't have it in my notes. When you were young, you dressed yourself, you went wherever you wanted. I'm paraphrasing.
Right.
No man forbade you from going wherever you wanted as you wanted. You were able to have freedom. When you're older, another will dress you and you will not be able to come and go as you please. Did that happen? Yes.
Yeah.
Kepha was martyred. He was arrested and dressed by Rome, and then he was hung upside down because history tells us he said, I am not worthy to die the death, the impalement of my master.
Right.
Okay. So he was girded, he was dressed, he was chained, his freedom was taken from him, and he died. Can I hear a good amen?
Amen.
So that's clear. Yeshua prophesied in Yochanan 21:18 what kind of death Kepha would die, which of course did come to pass. Now look at verse 20. Yochanan 21:20. Kepha, turning around, saw the Talmid when Yochanan, whom Yeshua loved. Remember, we learned that in school. Whom Yeshua loved. He loves you, he loves me, he loves everybody.
Right.
But when the word of Yahweh, when Yochanan is writing in the first person about himself,
right,
he feels that, hey, Yeshua loves me more than he loves anybody else. And that's the way you should feel.
Right.
That's the way, if you have a good relationship with Yeshua and you love Yeshua and you're on fire for him, that's the way you should. Yeah, he loves the rabbi, but he loves me more. That's human. That's human intellect taking over, superseding the divine will of Yahweh. Yeah, Moshe Konachowski's made a few mistakes, and you know, my wife's made a few mistakes, or my son has made, so he must love me. I know he loves me more than everybody else because I'm more faithful to him and I'm more important to him than everybody likes to think that. Let's be honest, all right? Everybody likes to think that. All right, that's okay. So Kepha, thinking the same way, turns around, sees the Talmid. He just had some bad news that he's going to lose his freedom when he gets older, after Yeshua has resurrected and ascended to the Father. So he sees the one whom Yeshua loved following. who was also the one who leaned on his breast at the Mashiach supper, who said, Master Yah, who is he who betrays you? That's Yochanan. He said, he was leaning on Yeshua's breast. He said, who is he that betrays you? Kifa, seeing him, said to Yeshua, hey, Master Yah, what about him? It's like, you're gonna be sent as it's like telling someone you're gonna be sent as a missionary to Peru, and the heathens are gonna get you. Your plane's gonna crash, and then they're gonna crucify you and eat their flesh. They're gonna kill you and eat your flesh for dinner. And you're like, what about Bruno?
Yeah, right.
I'm going to Peru to be a missionary, and I'm gonna die because I'm going there to share the gospel of Yeshua HaMashiach, the way of salvation, the only way of salvation. What about Bruno? How come he gets off that easily? All right. What about Ray?
Right.
What about Ray? Not a TV program?
Yeah, Raymond.
Yeah.
Everybody
Huh?
loves Raymond.
What about Everybody Loves Raymond? What about Raymond?
Everybody loves Raymond.
What about Raymond?
Everyone loves Robert.
Everybody loves Raymond. What about poor Robert? Yeah. What about why is Robert getting it all? What about Raymond? Everybody loves Raymond. So here Yeshua apparently loved Yochanan. So Kifa gets an immediate concern, and he says, "Hey, Yeshua, what about Yochanan the beloved?" Yeshua said to him, verse 22, "If I desire, if it is my will, that he lives until I return." Now notice Yeshua's very direct comment. What is that to you? You know what another way of saying what is that to you?
Mind your
It's
business.
not your business.
Mind your own business, P's and Q's.
It's not your business. If I desire that Yochanan lives until I return, what is that to you? You just follow me. If Yahweh blesses Darrell and doesn't bless me the way he blesses Darrell, what is that to me? What is that to you? You just follow Yeshua and trust in him and hope for the best. Don't be a fool and comparing yourself with yourselves. The word of Yahweh warns us about comparing ourselves with ourselves. You want someone to compare yourself to? Compare yourself to Yeshua and see how good you're doing.
Amen.
Amen.
Don't try to compare your righteousness to someone else's righteousness, or compare your lot in life or your circumstances to somebody else's lot in life, and somebody you can't even find one wife, and Joe Shmo Maggetti's got 20. All right now. There's a problem. And so you blame, he's got 10 cars, and I can barely get a Volkswagen to roll out of the driveway. I'm stuck on my bug. My bug won't move. It's a house bug. I can't get it out of the driveway. How many of you ever had a house bug?
Oh, yeah.
The thing won't move. So then you have no choice but to start painting flowers on it and move to San Francisco and join Otis Redding and sit on the dock of the bay. Then you got no choice because the stupid bug won't move. All right. So who cares if somebody has a Cadillac, a Mercedes, a Lexus? If your car's rolling, you're rolling with Yahweh. What is that to you? The way Yahweh chooses to touch somebody else? Geh gesund hey.
Amen.
All right? Geh gesund hey. Have a good life.
That's right.
Just give me 2 chickens in every pot.
Exactly.
And I'll vote for Herbert Hoover. Not a problem.
You do.
Baruch Hashem Yahweh. And you can throw in a duck too. Duck is hard to get nowadays.
Is
It's
it?
getting harder and harder. Yeah. I had duck last night.
Was it good?
Oh, it's all right.
Yeah.
That's a debate.
That's
Some people say it's kosher, some people say it's not.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, duck is absolutely. That's the big rabbinical argument.
Oh, listen.
Is duck
Really?
kosher?
Can't use them as a...
Well, listen, if the tongue is kosher from a
Oh,
cow,
my God.
you eat the tongue, I'll eat the duck. All right?
Oy.
Hakminit Kain China.
Yeah, I haven't Hakminik and I heard
All right, now look at verse. All right, look at verse 23. Look at verse 23. Then this saying, now listen important. Then this saying went around among the Israelite brothers, that this Talmid, Yochanan, would not die. Okay, so Yochanan's writing the Gospel of Yochanan. He's saying there went a rumor of Darrell, a false report, that Yeshua said, Peter, mind your own business. If he's not dying, that's none of your business. He's not dying, that's none of your business. The saying went around among the Israelite brothers, yes, they spoke and gossiped also, that this Talmid would not die. Yet, notice Yochanan's words. Yeshua said not to Yochanan, you will not die. See, Marcy, Yeshua